The race might be 5 years away, but it looks like one of the contenders is in training already. Boris Johnson was up and about early this morning. Was he surprised by the Prime Minister's revelation?
No, not at all. All he's saying is, I think, obvious and common sense, which is that he doesn't want to go on and on and on like Mrs Thatcher.
Others named by David Cameron as possible successors were less chatty, though.
Home Secretary, have you started the leadership campaign?
Theresa May said nothing as she arrived for the final coalition cabinet meeting. The same went for a string of ministers.
Who do you want to be the next leader?
Except one, though, who might just fancy his chances down the line.
Well, I think it's really refreshing that we have a Prime Minister who gives a direct answer to a direct question.
So, let's go back to that moment. Was this intentional?
Would you go for a third term?
No, I think...
Or was he caught off guard in the comfort of the kitchen?
The full 5 years, but no third term.
The third term is not something I'm contemplating.
The man running the Conservatives' general election campaign is an Australian known for his straight talk. Now, it's unlikely that Lynton Crosby had planned for this kind of distraction just weeks before millions of people cast their votes in the general election. But the calculation may be that what voters actually like is an honest answer to a straight question.
Speaking late this morning at an event for retirees, the Prime Minister dismissed claims he was being presumptuous.
I am taking absolutely nothing for granted. My entire focus is on the next 44 days and the general election that will decide which team runs this country for the next 5 years.
When this man was Prime Minister, he was forced to say he wouldn't serve a full third term. Some think that immediately weakened Tony Blair, and it could damage David Cameron.
I think it's a potential disaster for them. And also, one thing Cameron's always had is this sense of being quite sure-footed with the media, and I just think he's opened something which he will find very difficult now to close.
David Cameron has to win the election first, of course. If he does, he then has options. He could serve a full 5-year term. He could go earlier, so a new leader could be in place for the next election. Or he could stand down after the promised 2017 EU referendum.
Oh, good tackle, very good.
What matters most, though, is who wins when the whistle blows after the election in just a few weeks' time. If it isn't David Cameron, then he can prepare for a lot more of this on a Saturday morning. Robin Brandt, BBC News, Westminster.